RadioWrocław.com.
As you once were playing with, for example, De La Soul, and I think you are just doing things for the same reason, but with different approach. So how would you react if I called you like Negative Tongues?
I like that. That's not bad. Negative Tongues, yeah. It's funny. It's true, man. I know what you're saying. I mean, like, people forget that when De La first came out, no one liked them. Everyone were like, oh, that's not hip hop. You know, that's hippie music, blah, blah, blah. But now they're looked at like, you know, godfathers of hip hop. Rightfully so, they are. You know what I mean? But it's funny how like that production was so radical back then. So yeah, there's a lot of similarities in that sense. Like where, you know, we definitely still get the whole, oh, but you're not a hip hop group. I'm like, come on, man. Like, what do you know about me? You can't tell me I'm not hip hop, son. Like all I am is hip hop. I live and breathe it, man. But yeah, I like Negative Tongues. I gotta remember that. That's good.
Okay. And your last album is, in fact, to big extent about exploitation, about racism, about exploitation of black people. And how do you feel? Isn't it a bit paradoxical that it was recorded in the time when Barack Obama is the president of the United States?
Not really, man. I mean, you know, it was very conscious. I mean, like basically, you know, like people try to make us into a political band. I don't really see it that way. We're just we're a band. I just have opinions, and we're a socially conscious band. But I wouldn't say political. Like, I'm not trying to shove my ideology down people's throats. I mean, I'm just telling you what I believe. If you don't believe it, that's fine. You know what I mean? But, you know, with Barack getting elected, I voted for him, and I'm very happy that he's president. But I'm not naive, and I'm a realist. Like, the world is not going to change overnight. And just having a black president doesn't erase, 600 years, whatever, 400 years of 400 years plus of racism. You know what I mean? So to me, it's, it's a great thing. It's a great step, but it doesn't really change anything. You know what I mean? Like you go to the hood and you see if anything's really different. You know what I mean? It's not. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. I mean, like, the front cover picture page of having a black president is great. And it is a wonderful example of, an image of hope and of change. But at the same time, let's be real, that there's a lot more to change. You know what I mean?
Once you said you would stop doing your thing when the world is fixed.
Well, yeah.
Are we a little bit closer?
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I would love it if that was the case. You know what I mean? But a little bit closer, but I don't know how much closer.
And talking about last album, there's a song "We Lost Sight," and I think you are quite known for somehow complaining about the contemporary hip hop scene.
It's not really accurate, man. Like people say that, but I mean, I love mainstream hip hop. I love hip hop in general, man. I think hip hop right now is the most interesting music on the planet, and I'm very proud of like where hip hop is. When I was growing up, when hip hop was growing up, people used to tell us that, this isn't music, that it's not going to last, that, this isn't real, it's not a genre, it'll be over tomorrow. And now, 30-something years later, it's the most popular music on the planet.
Jay-Z's
so, yeah, you know what? And I'm very proud of people like Jay-Z. I'm very proud of all the mainstream artists that are blowing up, man, because honestly, it influences the whole world, not just the country, the whole world. That's bigger than the Beatles, man. Let's be real about it, So to me, it's like, I may not love everything about what's going on in mainstream. Like, honestly, I have more of a problem with the lyrical content of a lot of MCs today. I feel like MCing has really lost, I don't know, not lost its way, but I think we could do so much better with what people are saying. And not to say that everything needs to be political or socially conscious. I'm not saying that either. Everything has its place, man. Like sometimes I want to hear, just straight, like a song for the strip club. I don't want to hear dialect there. I want to hear mainstream hip hop. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, I think everything has its place, man. And I think it's fine. I just feel that, my problem is more with the fact that because it's pop music right now, the underground version of it gets pushed to the side, and no one, people know, but people don't know about Slaughterhouse. People don't know about Joel Ortiz. People don't know about Immortal Technique. People don't know about Dialect. You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem, is that there's more than just what you're hearing on the radio, what you're seeing on MTV. Yeah, those are the companies that have all the money and they have all the marketing. But I just want to make sure people understand that there's more to hip hop than what you see on TV, and there's more to hip hop than just that image. There's other facets of it. Like you said, you know, De La Soul is a perfect example, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's another facet of hip hop. When I was growing up, you had all those facets. You had gangster rap. You had, you know, you had the mainstream stuff. You had underground stuff. You had, like, you know, Tribe Called Quest, the jazziest stuff. You had like KRS-One, the conscious stuff, Public Enemy. You had Rakim, the more like street, NWA. You know what I mean? NWA. Like, you had everything and everyone got to shine. Now it's like the only people that get to shine are the people that have, like, you know, millions of dollars behind them from some big corporation. And the thing is, I understand, man, like every music, you look at these walls, man, you see these jazz musicians up here. Jazz went through the same thing. You know what I mean? When jazz was pop music, it became watered down. It became, you know, a little sterile to make everyone get into it. Mm-hmm. But then it goes in a cycle. People fall out of love with it. You know, they fall in love with something new. And the people that still do hip hop are going to be the people that love hip hop, you know, and that's fine. It's just the cycles of music, man. That's the way it goes, you know.
In the interview, I think it was for Stylus, you said once, like, hip hop should be a voice for the oppressed, poor people, part of society. Do you think Dalek is somehow support those part of people, or just too difficult music for such a people?
I mean, like, I think what I try to do personally is I wanna speak on what I see and also on the history that goes unsaid. And you're right. I mean, if you're growing up in squalor, I mean, it's fine for me to do this because it's my voice and I get to get all my anger and frustration out. Do I expect people that, you know, are growing up in the projects, like, to listen to my stuff and understand it? Yeah. Partially, yes, but I also understand that there's also times when, like I said, I don't want to hear this all the time. Sometimes I do just want to have a good time and just hear something to make me forget about how fucked up the world is. You know what I mean? But sometimes I want to make sure that people know that my world is fucked up too. You know what I mean? It's a balance, man. It's like, it's all about it's all about finding that balance between party and bullshit. You know what I mean?
RadioWrocław.com